Hey guys, wanted to show you some new features in playtesting on ManyTCG. So if we start playing, we'll see one new option here for select Playmat Size. So you can now choose the board space you're playing with. The dimensions are the amount of cards that will fit across and then vertically. So 12 cards across, 5 cards vertically. There's also this option to allow crafted cards. If you want to play with people and you don't want them to use custom cards, you can just uncheck that option. And then if we go ahead and hit confirm, I'm going to pick a deck, hit confirm. It's going to load me in. And you can see we now have some cool backgrounds. In dark mode, you get this cool galaxy background. And then you also have playmats and a bunch of other stuff. So I wanted to show you that. If you click on this settings on the battlefield, or if you click period, it'll open up this new side drawer. Let me move my camera. And in this drawer, we've consolidated a lot of interactions or things you can change in the UI and the layout of the battlefield. So preview cards on hover. This is just when you're hovering over a card. You can see that preview. So it's now over here. You can also use Control V for that. You can change the hand size over here, or using the up and down arrow keys. And then there's this nice snap to grid toggle. Before it was just toggled on with the opacity set to 100%. So you see those nice grid lines. And if you like the grid lines and you like cards snapping to the grid, just keep that checked or toggled on. If you don't like the grid line appearance, you can always bring it down a bit to something that's suitable. If you remove this snap to grid functionality, it'll now just put cards wherever you place them. So they, they're no longer, perfectly to that grid that we have in place. If you turn that back on, you can see there's some small variation there, just wherever you place it. So it's kind of nice. I'm gonna just move this down a bit. And then we have these sleeves options, so you can toggle sleeves on or off. If you're playing with sleeves, you can pick the color of the sleeves that you want. Kind of cool. And then we also have these card shadows. It's a bit more noticeable in a lighter background. You can see that shadow. If I put that shadow off versus on, see a little difference there. It's kind of nice. And let's go over one other addition. We now have playmats. Here are some of the top commanders, and those are just the default options. So you can click a playmat. If you want it to be a bit brighter, you can increase the playmat brightness, or a bit darker if you don't like that so much. And then you can also just search a custom playmat. So I was doing Jason before, and I can pick that playmat and play with that. Let's put that up a little bit. Boop. And then if you ever want to change your playmat size in 2-player, you can go back to the lobby and edit those details. The reason why it's not currently in this settings pane is because it affects the whole layout for everyone, and kind of at sometimes might have to reset the game. So might consolidate that further in the future, but just wanted to share these new updates. Hope you enjoy.